Hey everyone, it's baze.djunkiii transmitting from Hamburg, Germany, back with a new video and finally back with my chart haul for November 2K19. It took me a while to shoot this because a lot of other videos came first and had to be shot and stuff, and I was still in the process of keeping up with all the things on the internet and stuff I had not done because of Portland and stuff. So it was sounds a bit weird because I've been here in Germany for about 5 weeks now after that week in the US, but that week I took off from all the things I'd done usually, and with the follow-up of preparing all the videos, the 7 or 8 videos in the playlist, Traveling with Goethe, which I will link to in the end card of this video. So if you haven't seen those videos, just check this thing in the end card. And then dealing with a new release and stuff, which is about to come out on Friday, actually in 2 days, has kept me away from doing the other stuff I did, I would be doing. So it was okay, I was doing this first because priorities, but then reviews got delayed, other videos got delayed, other stuff got delayed. So it was well, a big chunk of stuff to deal with. But now I'm keeping up still, but I guess I'm in a daily flow again. So yeah, videos are rolling, reviews are rolling and stuff, but now this is why this video has been delayed. Usually I shoot those chart haul videos in the beginning of the month, but now let's go to the first record here. A little bit special, Logic 1000, a white label, a little bit mysterious one because there's no information given, but I really like the stamp here on the white label. I love this aesthetic anyway, as you know, but yeah, musically this is interesting stuff. One side is future garage, very uplifting, with future garage in a more housey tempo, so not up to the 140s, but I guess 125 or something like that. The other is minimal dark garage, kind of sublow feeling. So if you like UK bass and stuff, this is definitely one for you. But what is interesting about this is there is a message somewhere in the dead wax. I don't know if it's on this side or on the blank white label side, which says something in the vein of, just have me a look. Okay, it's not here, it's on this side. DJ Logic, please forgive me. So I presume this is, because I've looked up a little bit on this record, DJ Logic has released only one album digitally only and not on vinyl or on CD, and I guess these tracks are ripped illegally from this album and pressed to vinyl. So I don't know who did this, but this is my basic thought on the record. So otherwise there would be no DJ Logic, please forgive me. So I guess somebody was that convinced of those tracks that he illegally ripped this, pressed this in a shady pressing plant and put this up for distribution. But this is great stuff. So if DJ Logic ever puts out vinyl, I'm gonna buy it for sure. So this is, yeah, interesting, but a weird release kind of. The next one, Blue Train, Babylon Paralysis. This is one for all the dub lovers out there. Even though Steve O'Sullivan, aka the Wise Caucasian, aka Blue Train, is more of a techno producer, but one who is perfecting the art of dub techno for years and has done with his Mosaic label and also a lot of other stuff. Interestingly cut as well. So here's a little bit of 1 inch on the outer rim of the vinyl, free, so it's cut an 11 inch, and on the flip side where 2 tracks are, there is, don't know if you can see this, the latter track is an experimental dub track, and there is a space in between, and the first track on this side runs out into a kind of silent lock groove. So yeah, this is basically dub techno, which is closer to dub than to techno. So even the rhythm is not a straight 4/4 bass drum, but more in a groovy, funky, well, more groovy way as you are used from classic dub music, but in a techno vein, very stripped down. There you cannot take away any element without destroying the track. So this is very, very minimal. But if you like dub and dub related music, thinking of you, James Buttery, maybe, Blue Train, Babylon Paralysis on Future Primitive is definitely one to check out. Next one goes down the electro alley. Electro is well, the oldest style in terms of electronic music, dance floor oriented, and Still, it hasn't changed in like, I don't know, 25 or 30 years, but still is fascinating, especially when it's done in like this perfect vein. On the Frustrated Funk label, Blotter Tracks is the artist, 2 tracks on here, and this is like not only a beautiful see-through record and stuff with a like nice turquoise glassy tint, but it's also like yeah, electro as perfect as it can be, cold, futuristic, funky, stripped down as well. I love this stuff, and this has been the best Frustrated Funk record I've ever bought, I guess. In the, I don't know, the label exists for a while, and I don't know which catalog number is it, 48, so they have been around for quite a while, and I bought like 2 or 3 of their releases, which are all great, but this is like the most perfect in terms of electro for sure. Next one was expensive as fuck in terms of a single. Heady One featuring Dave, 1800, remixed by Fortet on the Relentless label in association with Sony Music. So Relentless is like a classic UK garage, UK bass outfit, and yeah, this is like grime, but not the heavy aggressive kind, but more the song-oriented poppy grime, but still for the dance floor. And yeah, Fortet is not necessarily my favorite producer, but this one is actually great. But this is a 2-track single, and it costs, like for regular store price, about €24. So which is equivalent to like $24, which is usually an album price. But this is definitely worth it. It's, I guess it's limited to a certain amount of numbers, or at least it seems to be, well, let me put this in, hand numbered, because I don't know, this is weird. There's this kind of stamp-like thing which says Heady 1 and 226 as a number, so I guess it's like subsequently numbered. Good stuff if you love grime. If you want to have like a release to get into grime, this might be one for you, but price-wise, well, hefty. Next one. Oh, those are falling down. Well, white label business. Dreads 002 Tribulation dub. No information given, and this is my handwriting. I got even the Tribulation dub thing from Discog, so I hope this is correct. And what this is a classic, well, one-sided dubstep release. So this side has 1 track on it, the other side is blank, and this is as dubstep as it can get in terms of like harking back to the original dub in dubstep. So think 2004, 2005, 2006, the early days of the genre, like half time, half tempo. So it's like, well, the basic groove is 140, but like it feels like 70 BPM, very like spatial, a lot of room in between the sounds, a lot of dub references, and yeah, great stuff if you're like a true original dubstep lover. So want to check. Next one by a producer I've showed quite a bit of his records in the past. To the Core by Basic Rhythm on the Planet Mu label with the iconic Mu logo, which is also like a mathematical symbol. 4 tracks on here, and yeah, the Basic Rhythm guy is interesting because he's carving out a niche of his own in terms of like very complex, polyrhythmic, polylayered bass music. Here is the label. The music label is about the 400 releases right now, which is pretty impressive. And there is, yeah, this is kind of post-rave, post-garage, post-dubstep bass music with a great like juke footwork remix by RP Boo, which you've seen on this channel as well in one of my chart hall videos. Very interesting, hard to play, very challenging for the dance floor, but well, great stuff, and I love a good challenge as a DJ. So Basic Rhythm, To the Core on the Planet Mu label. Next one, also an interesting label, Craigie Knows, and this is the Strings of Love EP by Fabio Monesi. Craigie Knows has been a label that I've been watching for quite a while. they're releasing a lot of interesting stuff in terms of like breakbeat house, post-rave as well. One track even got like a synth on here that is like kind of resembling the Eurythmics Sweet Dreams synth in terms of sound, not in terms of melody, but yeah, very, very thrilling electroid. And my favorite track is definitely Pancho Returns, with a melody sample that is super familiar to me, but I don't have any idea where I know it from, so nobody around me seems to know as well. So interesting stuff. Craigie Nose is the label, Fabio Monesi Strings of Love EP. If you are into like breakbeats, post-rave on a house tempo, so good stuff as well. Bootlegs, no, not bootlegs, but remixes actually are the theme for the next one. LF Remix 017. This is the LF Remix series, is a series set up by Len Faki, who is a techno producer, and he used to play edits of like old like techno classics. He has like pimped a little bit on in his DJ sets as tools and stuff, so as special edits. And what he's done here is like what he does in general with this label is he puts them out in a limited quantity on vinyl, and yeah, all the income or like all the revenue generated from those are going to a just wait a second, I forgot this. Yeah, to a like organization that provides like help for kids living on the street. And what he done here is he has remixed or like and re-edited more, because it's more like an edit and not a full rework, a few tracks that I totally love, like Illuminata Tremora del Terra, which is a like trance classic from back in '93. I loved to death back in the days, and he has this his edit like kept very close to the original, and like added just a few heavier bass drums, a few hi-hats, and like a very respectful like rework for this track. Brotherhood of Structure, We Are Structure, is also like an dark acid classic from back in the days. And also, yeah, Planet Love Inc., Living in Pain is more like a happy house thing. So three tracks I actually love. Re-edit, updated for 2019 on this record. Limited stuff, not hard to find, but like if they're sold out forever. So interesting stuff. Next one. There's Animals, and on the other side there is a great artwork, very pinkish and stuff, and this is a remix record or re-edit record by Special Request, which is called Special Request and Friends, like FWENDZ, so friends, like, you know, cartoon people would say it. And these are two remixes from the recent Special Request album, which was called Vortex, and they have been remixed by Malgrab and Sully. Sully is more like a jungle producer, like future jungle producer, and Malgrab is like everybody's darling in the hipster scene right now. And this is like post-rave meets breakbeat meets like hardcore dance floor devastation on pinkish vinyl. Great stuff. I love this. I also love the Vortex album, which I thought I would chart in this month, but definitely this one is even better than the album. So get this if you're like a collector of post-rave UK hardcore, in terms of like old school UK hardcore, I think 1991, 1992 breakbeat stuff and other related music. And the final one, Detroit never disappoints, kind of Octave 1, the Burden Brothers, Locus of Control Volume 2. They run the 43 West label, those guys, and it's also on 43 West 4th Shore, and this is like great Detroit techno. Not the melodic kind, but more the pumping, tribal, toolish kind of stuff. And the detuned track on this side here, on this side 2, is actually my favorite. Afrotech is great as well. So Octave 1 are always like guys to check out, and you know them, you might be aware of them through their hit Blackwater, which was like an early 2000s big time techno thing with like very wide soulful vocals that became also like I guess a minor chart success as well. was played in every club. But they do like also like underground stuff, and mostly underground stuff, and this stuff is great. So this has been my chart haul for November 2K19. Watch out for my latest release, available in every record store and online store who is like working with word and sound. So you've seen this from Friday onwards, and yeah, if you like this one, like, subscribe, check out that playlist I'm gonna link in the end card. Check out this all my other stuff down in the description box. Leave me a comment, subscribe, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. See you later.